How's it going, guys? This is Jesse, and today we're going to be taking a look at some of these newer mini arcade cabinets. Stick around. Alright, so, as a lot of you may be able to tell, I love old school games. I mean, I have an Xbox, a PlayStation, and a gaming PC, but there's just something special about simple games. The magic of the arcade, the whole 80s, 90s, going to Chuck E. Cheese, wide-eyed and pockets full of quarters. You don't really get that kind of experience nowadays. The closest thing would probably be in-app purchases on a smartphone game, but you know, there's no real charm involved. You go to an arcade, you never know what game you're gonna see, and it's just towering over you. It was an experience. You had to have lived in that era. But I consider myself a child at heart. I already made a video before featuring my Game & Watch collection. Just something so great about companies at that time in the 80s trying to make, you know, a quick hit, portable gaming experience when the technology really wasn't there. I mean, it was pretty much a calculator. Seems like there's a lot of revival of old school gaming in general. I went into a Walgreens and I found this Frogger game. It was created by Basic Fun and it had a little test me button, and you see it has a calculator style screen, but it's backlit and it's in color. So that was enough to win me over. I decided to pick it up. Imagine my shock and awe seeing that Wal-Mart had another mini arcade cabinet created by Basic Fun, yet it's running an almost arcade-perfect version of Frogger, complete with its own LCD screen, not calculator graphics. So why is it that these two are made by the same company, but Walgreens gets this bargain bin imitation, and Walmart gets this pretty legit arcade experience? Now, I don't have answers to that, but I believe I can justify the reasoning. Now, in the 80s, there were actually mini tabletop color display games that weren't backlit. You actually had to have a light source that shone through it, and then you would look in the front and you would see the color graphics. And so I believe that this version is more true to those 80s ideals of the technology not being there, just keeping it simple, while these ones are more of a new age variety for people that just want a cool little thing to put on their shelves. I'd like to show you some gameplay of these, but check this one out that I got from Think Geek. It's also available on Amazon. It's called the Tiny Arcade, and it is designed to hang onto your keychain, believe it or not. And as small as this one is, it's actually the most technically impressive. You turn it on, it actually has a light up marquee, and you can see that it is the full Pac Man game. As a point of reference, I'd like to put my thumb on the screen and show you just how tiny this thing is. Like, if you're older than I am, you'll probably need glasses. Check the Tiny Arcade out next to this mini Centipede arcade cabinet. I mean, there's quite the size difference. This one I thought was cramped. How can you make one this small? At any rate, let's just get started and take a look at them in depth. Okay, so here's the Frogger one that I was ultimately disappointed with. Its sounds are pretty reminiscent to the arcade. And the goal of Frogger is just to get the frog across the road and the logs and hop on turtles' backs. I don't know, it was the 80s. They couldn't create advanced graphics, so they had to come up with something simple. There was only 2 of these left for Christmas, and I wanted to get a Pac Man one for my son. Luckily, he also enjoys Frogger. So at a glance, you can tell that this has a much better display, a more authentic look to it. You can adjust the volume, and there's an on and off power button. Has a very similar sound effects. Oh, dang it. Oh, frick. All right, and then we have Centipede right here. Gosh, I used to love playing this as a kid. The controls are a little bit more difficult than Frogger, mainly because you move super quickly. It has just really sensitive controls. Alright, now for the Tinycade. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to play this and show you. I do like how this screen is more vertically proportioned, whereas with Frogger and Centipede they just kind of stretched it out. I mean, they really outdid themselves with this little tiny arcade. Although it is unfortunate that it cost the same price as the other ones that I've been showing you. Now, truth be told, there is one thing that's been upsetting me about these ones from Walmart. People have been purchasing them and hawking them on Amazon and eBay, jacking up the prices to $50 to $80, which these things aren't exactly the NES Classic, but it seems like every little hot commodity of the holidays or stocking stuffer is going to be snatched up and resold online for an exorbitant amount of money. I was hoping to have the whole collection available before I made this video, but I'm just getting them one at a time. They're still relatively easy to get on the Walmart website, but I would not expect that you could just walk in and find all of them. But there is a version of Asteroids, Q-Bert, Joust, which is the one that I am desperately seeking. And with the Tiny Arcade, you can even get Miss Pac Man and some that they don't make in the larger arcade cabinets. But I just thought that these things were so cool. I wanted to show them to you and see what your thoughts were. Do you have a soft spot for collectibles or little arcade cabinets like these? If you have any thoughts or comments, just leave them below. Leave a thumbs up or subscribe if you like these kind of things. And thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next time.